I would still love to do work with them, but like it still restricted me from doing work with anybody. Now I can do, now I'm a free agent, I can go anywhere.
Take me through the almost comical process of getting a license for the pawn shop.
Okay, so as a cocky 22-year-old, okay, everyone tells me you can't get a pawn license. They're like $1 million. I mean, I heard stories from anywhere $500,000 to $1 million. You got to wait for someone to die and get it from them. I'm like, well, and that's bullshit. That's wrong. So like 22 years old, I go to city business license. I want a pawn license. You can't get one. Well, why not? So they hand me the city code. And apparently what happened was, back in 1955, the good old boys got together and wrote a city ordinance saying they'd issue one more pawn license when the city population got to 250,000. And there was only 25,000 people living in Vegas at the time. They never thought it was going to happen. It just, So I was thinking, it's got to be close. So, I mean, every couple of weeks or so, I would call up the city statistician. And in April of '88, he goes, yeah, we think it's 250,000 now. So as a cocky 23-year-old, I go down to city business license, give me my license. I know I'm the first person here. They said no, but I went and got a lawyer. The judge said he was the first one there. Give him the city business license, and you're going to give it to him for the 1955 price of $50. After me, they changed the rules around.
How'd they change it?
Now every time the city population goes up, there's an auction for the license. The last one went for $2 million.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Do you remember the feeling when you got the call that you got the license?
I was like, yeah. I just hit the lottery. We got, basically we just won $1 million. And like I said, I mean, like from the time I was like, from the time my dad opened that little secondhand store when I was 16 years old, I wanted a pawn license because I knew that was where the money was at.
And why?
Because no one wants to sell their stuff. They just want to get a loan against it. Even though a bunch of them never going to pick it up.
Before the TV show ever came around, the pawn shop was successful. What was involved in making it a success pre-TV?
Believe it or not, you can get Picasso lithographs and stuff. Not that much money. I mean, for there's some of them it goes cheap as back there, like $400 or $500. Always have a Picasso or two on the wall, or I would tell my employees, like, you know what? If the Queen of England walks in here, I want her proud to take a in our bathroom. Like I got a couple sports rings. Nope, not going to sell them. Put them in the case. Put a crazy price on them. You know what I mean? And then eventually it turned into like people would, they'd go home back to Iowa or Alabama or whatever. Like when you go to Vegas, you got to go to this pawn shop like in Vegas on the Strip. I mean, it's got like a Super Bowl ring in there. It's got like Picasso's on the wall. It's got all this weird stuff, and it got people coming in. And another thing, I was just a complete media whore. I kept on getting, I'd get press in there all the time. And, started putting world famous gold and silver pawn shop on the side of the building. People ask me, why is it world famous? Because it says so on the side of the building.
And how much did you find those sorts of things were helping?
Oh, they were incredible. I mean, I started realizing that like free press was the best press. I got reporters calling me left and right, wanting to do an article about what's this pawn shop in Vegas doing with the Super Bowl rings. It was free press.
And then the free press got people in the doors, which
free press got people in the door, and then so like 20 years ago, I'm thinking like, you know what? If I get one of these reality shows and get a season or two, it'll be really, really good for business. So I had no idea what the I was doing, so I just started calling production companies. And
what would you say?
You know what? I got the world's greatest reality show for you. Pawn shop in Vegas, all kinds of crazy stories, stuff like that. And then almost all of them were like, no. I mean, I got a few people who do sizzle reels and stuff like that. And I kept on eventually being told that no one wants to watch my show about four fat guys in a pawn shop. And
how wrong they were.
Yeah. So this is what I think. So I actually had like a 1-year exclusive deal with HBO, and like
you shot a pilot for them.
Yeah, they shot a really pilot.
But this is, I mean, HBO's as big as it gets then.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge deal, but like HBO never really did anything with it. Right after that expired, I got these two young kids, like right out of film school. I mean, literally, they got their Best Buy little camcorders, And they're going like, we were thinking like doing a reality show at a pawn shop would be really cool. I go, yeah, it probably would be. And these poor kids, they didn't understand the whole business, how terrible the entire business world is when it comes to entertainment. They made like 100 CDs and sent it out to all these different production companies. And then my phone just started ringing off the hook, so they just cut those kids right out of the picture. Brent Montgomery from Left Field Pictures calls me. Really teeny production company in New York. This was in November of '08. He's going like, in February, we're thinking about coming out to Vegas and filming at some wedding chapels for maybe a wedding chapel show and like that. We were thinking maybe a pawn shop would be cool too. And another thing, I was also talking for a little bit with NBC Universal. So I said, well, you know what, NBC Universal's, they said they want to come out in like 2 weeks and do something. And I dropped some names from NBC Universal because I actually dealt with them for a little bit. And they're like, really? Yeah. And they go like, literally they go like, can we come out Saturday and film?
And even though you had not made progress with NBC,
no, that deal was so dead 2 years earlier, yeah.
You were just trying to
just get a little hustle out, yeah. And then I'll never forget telling my dad, like, Dad, you gotta come in on Saturday. We're filming a sizzle reel with a production company. You're never gonna get a TV show. It's never gonna happen, son. Yeah. I'm like, just please come in. And I remember like a year later, him talking to one of his buddies, going like, "Yeah, this TV show is like the greatest idea I ever had." So, but it was like kismet. We did the sizzle reel, okay? Better than most sizzle reels. They probably spent 10, 15 grand doing it. And this was where the weirdness of the world happened. So these guys, I mean, like literally very small production company. They're over at History Channel. They put the DVD in their DVD player. DVD player broke. They literally had to get a screwdriver to get the DVD out. So they started walking through the halls of A&E Networks, asking if anyone who's got a DVD player they can borrow. The VP of A&E Networks says, yeah, use mine. They put the DVD in. VP of A&E Networks goes, yeah, I like it, order a pilot. So got the pilot. They liked the pilot. Ordered I think they ordered 12 episodes. We ended up being the highest rated premiere in the history of History Channel. That's because I think, this is back in the day when people still had a cable guide. And I think they were going through the cable guide and thought it said something besides Pawn Stars.
And you guys were pulling numbers that rivaled that of NFL games.
Yeah. We were beating network television, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, our highest rated show, I think, was 7.7 million.
So you have the premiere for the debut episode.
Yeah.
And you walk outside upset.
No, so I throw this big party and I'm, like 3 or 4 minutes in, I walk outside, Corey walks out, Dad, what's wrong? Oh, like this show sucks. No one's going to watch this. And to this day, I still can't watch myself on television.
Never.
I just nitpick everything I do.
So I think it's Christmas 2009. You take a week off around the holidays. You come back that January to the shop. Explain how you can already immediately see.
I was just like, oh my God, I show up, the fire department is there. They're saying there's too many people in your shop. You need crowd control here. We need someone to, Suddenly, I mean, there is people lined up down the street trying to get in the pawn shop. And it hasn't stopped since. And I think it's, multiple times your production company and maybe in the network, they wanted me to do drama and stuff like that. I was like, no, it's family business. It's a family show, always will be. I'm never going to put me in a bad light, my family in a bad light, business in a bad light.
And what would they have liked you to do?
Oh, they want us to yell and scream at each other and things. I'm like, no.
Do you yell and scream at each other in the shop, or was it?
Sometimes. Yeah, but just a little bit of drama like that. I was always a family show, and
Why was that important to you?
Because I don't want to put my family in a bad light. I don't want to, I don't want to promote anything bad. I just I'm a family guy. I wanted a show where, you could sit down with your kids and your parents, everyone have a good time to watch it. It's comfort television, and that's why I think it's lasted so long. Okay, and I also think it lasted so long because it's genuine.
So the contract's up.
Yeah.
Chumley was telling me, normally it's renewed coming into the season, hasn't been renewed yet. What's your gut tell you on that?
Well, I
front?
think it's great. Okay. Well, the reason why is I signed this contract in 2009 that locked me into A&E networks. Okay. And I would still love to do work with them, but it still restricted me from doing work with anybody. Now now I'm a free agent. I can go anywhere.
Yeah.
So now I can do my podcast. I can do, I got multiple offers for more television shows. And I'm a workaholic, so I love it.
What's your gut tell you as to likelihood the show continues with history?
Who knows? Because if it doesn't continue with history, I'm sure there'll be another show out there called Pond 2.0.
Right.
I mean, 700 episodes. Like I said, it's comfort television. I mean,
What would you like to see happen?
either way, as long as I get to more or less film the same thing.